Today on Gamer's Couch. Hello! Welcome to the couch. Well, we've got a very special game for you today. Welcome to the couch. My name is Sarah. I'm the artist behind Pinselgeschichten, and this is my husband, cat, Daniel. Oh, stop it, babe.
The entire game is just about annoying other people. Hang on.
Well, it's not only freaking hot today, so excuse us looking pretty sweaty, but we got exploding kittens on the couch. Hence the heat from the farm? Yeah, the fallout. So, Sure. Anyways, we're talking about this lovely game, starting off with rules and gameplay, then we go on to what we liked or maybe not liked about the game, and then we tell you a bit about funny stories and experiences. Sweetheart, will you please do us the honors and tell us all about how that game plays?
Just for your clarification, we're talking about both of these at the same time, because Exploding Kittens, how was it called, like the first edition, and the Exploding Kittens Not Safe for Work deck, which are both essentially the same game, but with a little bit of different artwork to them. And it says Not Safe for Work. It's not as bad as you might expect. So it's still, I wouldn't say it's kid-friendly, but yeah, it's more humor targeted at grown-ups. So this is not for us. Okay. Exploding Kittens is a card game that is very simple. It's pretty much, I would compare it to a game like Uno, so you just know from your state of mind what to expect going in there. You will have a deck of cards in front of you, depending on how many players you are, and how big the group is, and will sort in some of these Exploding Kittens cards in here. They look different, but they're essentially all the same. It says on the bottom of the card that you have to show this card immediately, and what you'll be doing through the entire game is, on your turn, you may play a card from your hand, and then you have to draw a card from the stack. If you pull out an Exploding Kitten card, you're out of the game, unless you can diffuse it with one of these diffuse cards. Again, different artwork, same effect. So the diffuse cards essentially let you pick the card you last drew and put it back into the stack at a position that you choose. So you can put it right on top, and you can put it at the bottom, somewhere in between. You can count cards and put it somewhere, and do that in secret. However, you're not allowed to look at the other cards in the stack, so you'll know in how many turns that Exploding Kitten is coming up again, but you don't know what other cards are around there. So what are the other cards? Well, there's a bunch. There's a couple of action cards, which are these 6 here. Well, from this side, difficult to see. From this side, easier to see. Let's just run through them. Again, on your turn, you first are allowed to play cards from your hand. That can be multiple cards. There's not really a hand limit. The game is way too quickly over for taking stuff like that into consideration, which is perfectly fine. So you can play, for example, a See the Future card, which allows you to look in secret at the top 3 cards of the stack. You can ask someone for a favor, so they have to give you one card out of their hand of their choosing. You may skip to draw a card this turn, so again, if you just diffuse an Exploding Kitten, you can put it on top, and maybe, someone else plays a skip card right away because you suspect someone to have put it on top of the game. You can attack, and attack lets you end your turn right away, and the next player has to take 2 turns, so they have to draw 2 cards from the stack, unless they're obviously playing a skip card. There's the Shuffle card, which allows you to reshuffle the stack, the deck of cards. So if you expect someone to have put something in there for you, you may, well, ease your odds or better your odds by shuffling the entire thing. And last but not least, the Nope card, which is just a general cancel effect card. This card can cancel any action, meaning all of those cards I just showed you can be cancelled by a Nope card. The Diffuse card can be cancelled by a Nope card, and the Nope card can be cancelled by a Nope card. So pretty much everything except for an Exploding Kitten. So if you draw one, you cannot cancel it with playing a Nope card. In addition to that, there's cards in there, not that many, but some that have no effect, just text and or text on it, and just have a cute picture on them. And you may have noticed all the cards I've showed you so far have a little icon on the top. Now there's two combos, or actually there's three combos that you can play with these cards, or actually with all the cards that say if you play two of the same cards, you can pick a card out of somebody's hand. So you could play two Catermelons, and that is an action then. You could also play two shuffle cards as that. You wouldn't get the shuffle effect, but you would still get to pick a card out of someone's hands. The other combo is play three cards, and then you can tell someone to give you a card out of their hand, and you can tell what card that has to be. So you could tell someone, give me your Diffuse card. If they don't have any, tough luck for you. If they do, they must give it to you, and now everybody else knows that you have a Diffuse card. And last but not least, you can play 5 different cards, and again, that can be any card, and pick out a card out of the discard pile of your choosing. Again, be quick about it. The game rules even say do this as quickly as possible before someone realizes that they can play Nope cards to cancel that. But if someone used the Diffuse action, you can retrieve it back, or you can get one of your cards back that way. Last standing player wins. That's the game.
Ta-da!
And I took probably slightly longer than the official introduction video, which is pretty much around 2 minutes. So if you actually want a better rules introduction, just watch their video. Or, well, even the manual here is very simple and very easy to grok. So that's everything with a little bit of the backside. But even then, you open this up and this says, hey, don't read the rules. Reading is the worst way to learn how to play a game. Instead, go online and watch the rules video. So, yeah, kudos to them on it.
On throwing the
One
manual.
thrown manual on... We don't need manuals, we've got videos now.
Yeah, great. So let's go into the second section of the video, likes and dislikes. Do you want to start, or do you want me to start?
You may go
You
ahead.
may, I may. So this is a funny little game, and I like it a lot for its simplicity. I mean, the artwork is gorgeous as expected. I mean, if you have seen the Kickstarter and know who's actually artist and stuff, you're probably not surprised. With the Not Safe for Work deck, there were quite a few chuckles, and we even started like saying the phrase that is on the cards, just to, well, let everybody else participate at the pun. So very cute, very funny cards. I really like the, well, simple, really simple mechanic, and it's, well, it's a dinner game, so it fits perfectly nice into that section. However, there's one thing that I'm not, well, 100% delighted about, which is the 2-player version. It drags on quite a bit in comparison to more players, but you can just cut to half a deck if you want a really, really quick game and shuffle into kitten cards, and that's that. So it's quite easy to resolve, but with the full deck of cards and 2 kittens in there, it drags on a bit with 2 players. But that's only on that set. All the others, like 3, 4, 5, however many players you have at your table, it's fairly quick, it's lovely, and it really benefits from the bitching and bickering at the table. So, and maybe you not being very clever at putting in the kitten cards on the right spot. So it's always hilarious, and I really, really like that about the game. It's easy to teach, easy to learn. Tops. Ta-da. My opinion. How about you?
Yeah, I like this as well. So you may have, in the wake of the Kickstarter, seen a lot of people saying, "Oh, this is the illustrations are really great, but the game isn't that great." And I've got to say, well, maybe it's not the big game to get involved if you're the hardcore Euro gamer, or if you're looking for a deep mechanical interaction in a game. This actually reminds me very much of when I was a kid and went camping with my parents, and we used to play cards in the evenings, and we used to play I don't want to call it stupid, but it's a very simple Garfield card game that was I'm pretty sure, a knockoff of Uno, and that is in the same vein. I'm pretty sure that kids can play this easily and have a chance at winning. The pictures are nice to look at, although you kind of look past them after playing a couple of times, I would assume. But the card material is nice. This is something that you can, well, wear down playing it quite a bit. Yeah, and as I said, you can get people who don't usually play games, or if you're going out with your kids and need a game for 20 minutes or 15 minutes, this is perfect for that. I have to say, I would go so far to say it's not for two players at all. It's because then it comes down to you draw the kitten, you play the diffuse card, and now the game hinges on can you get the diffuse card out of the other player's hands or not, and that's it.
Or back from the discard pile.
Yeah, that
fast enough.
That the tension of having the much higher probability of encountering an exploding kitten with more players is way higher. Apart from that, and I totally agree with what you said, I would say the deck is too big for two players. So you have to cut it down, otherwise it is dragging on, it gets boring. It's not a problem if you're playing with more players, simply because the chance that you encounter an exploding kitten early on is much higher, and things happen. It's progressing. If you're just with two, there's only so much insults you can throw at the other one, and while you might assume that in a two-player game you at least get this race to the end kind of feeling from it that you might have in a bigger round, that it just drags on too long for that. If you're playing a 4-player, 5-player game, it gets really exciting at the end because you pretty much get to the end of the stack. But until then, so many players have been eliminated already, and it comes down to this showdown between two players and who has the last card, who's playing some. Well, it goes into experience, but it happens or might happen that there's only 2 cards in the stack and someone plays a shuffle card because nobody really knows where that exploding kitten is, and that is the deciding factor for the end game, or something like that. Also, if you want to play with more than 5 players, you can just combine these sets. As I said, you can even combine the regular set with the Not Safe for Work set. They're mechanically identical, it's just different artwork.
Yeah. So let's rate? Or do you want to add anything?
No? I think I'm good.
Yeah, so for me, on my personal scale of 1 to awesome, it's a 9.5. It lost a point because of the 2-player version. You got to get around that. And the bonus half point is because of... Do the box opening, please.
No, I'm not going to spoil my rating.
Because of the cool box with the kitten meowing. It's just so sweet.
And just to point out, this is the Not Safe for Work box. It does not come with audio support.
No, just the first edition, because the first cat only meows. All the others are silent.
And let me get to my rating, because that is 10 out of...
it gets me every time.
You have to you have enough space in here to store either 2 regular decks, or we're actually storing both the first edition and the Not Safe for Work edition in here. Otherwise, in production quality, what I maybe didn't mention, that box is really nice. It's really
sturdy. It has a magnet.
Magnetic
exploding kittens.
Yeah. Same for the Not Safe for Work box. So this is some feels rubbery or has good grip to it. Yep, that's
nice quality. So let's talk about funny stories. And you forgot something.
One little thing. It's a tiny detail and it is totally unnecessary, but I liked it. The rules for both editions use the different card artworks. So they actually went through and put in the effort to make 2 different manuals that are, the text and everything is all the same, but the Not Safe for Work edition uses the illustrations of that game, and they could just went ahead and put this in, and it would have been fine, or they could have gone so far to say, well, this is... We're not showing any cards, we're just showing the symbols of the actions and do it that way. It's a probably needless attention to detail, but I like that it's there. So
that's definitely a nice thing when they make an effort and go the extra mile and do something cute. So funny stories, funny stories experiences. We played it once with just the 2 of us, if I remember correctly.
We played 2 rounds, but that's...
I have an odd number of marks in my book on how many rounds we played it.
Oh, okay.
And
then we just played
it once with us, and...
it might have been that we didn't count one, because we...
I did.
Clever as we were, that the first time it was like, actually, when we're playing this, let's see as many cards as possible. Let's combine both decks. And when I said that it takes a long time going with 2 players through 1 deck, guess what happens if you go with two players through 2 decks?
Logic. Well, we cut quite a bit of the cards then and only played with a part.
We ultimately played it with 1 deck then, but even that took super long.
Yeah, but I really liked the games that we played with our gaming group. Mm-hmm. We were 4 people at that point, and it happened, I remember it happened in 1 round. There were 4 cards left, and only I was out of the picture with the Exploding Kitten. So 4 cards and 3 people still being in the game, and it was like, okay, shuffle does not really work because there's just too many Exploding Kitten cards in there, and probability of me getting that 1 card that is not an Exploding Kitten. So it was really fun to see you guys calculate probability and trying to determine who wins with the 4 cards still being there and discussing that, and me just sitting there, this is so awesome, just draw your cards for God's sake and lose with me. So in the end, I think Tina won, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was awesome.
She had an additional diffuse card hidden somewhere.
Yeah. That's what girls do. But maybe she brought it from her own set. I'm not sure about that.
Very possible.
So that was really funny, and it's all what I just really enjoyed is, like I said, the bickering at the table. So at one point I drew an Exploding Kitten card, diffused it, and was really nice. It was quite a bit of the deck left, maybe that much, and I put it pretty much at the lower end of the deck, and G, who was next, drew another Exploding Kitten card and accused me, of course, for putting it on top of this. I couldn't say anything because then other people would have known that at the end of this deck there's still 1 left, but yeah, he accused me of course I had to put it on top so he would lose his last diffuse card, blah blah blah, and After the game, I told him, well, I actually didn't. I put it on the lower end of the stack, and yeah, I guess it was just bad luck. But I mean, with us really insulting each other when we play, it's just really funny to have this kind of a game where you can go all in with your insults and, well, noping each other quite a bit.
Some things that are required to happen, if you nope someone, you have to stand up, point your finger at them, and say nope. And similarly, if you're drawing an exploding kitten, it has to happen. It's not specifically said in the rules, but
it just makes it way cooler, and and it distracted you quite a bit because you were the meow person, and at every turn.
That's why it didn't win. I see.
That one round, yeah, because that round you were really sitting there with the hand on the box and waiting what the other player just did and being ready to meow. So you were kind of distracted with the game, which is so beneficial to all the rest of us trying to put you out of the game.
If you aren't sick of card games that can be played very quickly, or if you just want something a little bit different to your standard Uno whatever card game, go with this one.
Yeah, it's really sweet.
Also, if you like the oatmeal, and I'm blanking on the name of Matthew Inman, if you like his illustrations, you can't really go wrong. It's really cute stuff in here, and it's funny, and yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, and I think that wraps up this very long video. We're so short. We're in track.
Nope. Oh. Well, actually, I don't have anything else to say, so you may go ahead.
Thank you.
Let me diffuse the situation with the 3 a.m. flatulence.
Well, I'm not saying anything, otherwise we go into a whole different discussion. So I thank you all for watching. If you have any comments, any questions, anything, leave it in the comment section below. We would be very happy to answer all of your sweet little comments. Also, if you feel like subscribing or liking, sharing this video, go ahead. We very much appreciate that. And we're going to see you next Sunday on the couch with a new game. And until then, have fun, go play something, enjoy.
Like guitar.
Take good care. Yeah, I was going for cello, but...
Fancy!
But yes, of course.
The hipster of guitars, go play cello. I see.
Well, have fun, take good care, guys. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.